Hey, Josh Johnson here. Our weather discussion is for Thursday, the 26th day of February, and a lot is going on. We've got rain falling now in spots. We've got more rain on the way tonight, but it's not going to be enough to help with the drought, and the drought is going to get worse before it gets better into mid-March when I expect a pattern change to some more active weather with heavier rain and maybe some strong storms in that mix again after March the 5th. So let's dive straight into the maps here. We will begin with a look at radar. We have rain ongoing right now. Check it out. Showers back into Marengo County. It's raining down near Sweetwater, Myrtlewood, Nanophilia. Showers near Uniontown, Marion Junction, north and west side of Selma. Autauga County, lots of showers here. Autaugaville, Old Milton, Independence, Booth, Billingsley. Not quite to Prattville yet, but it will be soon. Raining west of I-65 up around Boone's Chapel. Then more scattered showers over into parts of Elmore, Coosa, Chilton, Tallapoosa. It's raining in Thorsby. It's raining now around New Site and Horseshoe Bend there in Tallapoosa County. And you can see the perspective here. These showers are racing quickly eastward. So Wetumpka, a little more rain on the way for you. Deatsville, some rain is on the way. Some scattered sprinkles around Montgomery, but those are really light at this hour. So that's where we stand as of this moment. Temperatures are mainly in the 60s as of this just after 10 a.m. look at the weather. All right, now I want to show you next what happens next, right? So watch with me here. This is the latest run of the RRFS. We'll just kind of dive through this. Today is a showery rain kind of day. There's Montgomery right there. Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Monroeville, Columbus, Dothan. County lines are on there if you look carefully. Scattered showers during the daytime. These will be light. These will be spotty. These will annoy your plans, but probably not cancel your plans. Then we get to tonight, and we get this clusters of thunderstorms to begin to form back here in north central Mississippi. These could produce hail in the daytime back there because it is warmer and the lapse rates are stronger. That means lapse rates just means how fast the air gets cold as you go straight up. If the air gets cold really fast as you go straight up, that's a steep lapse rate. And it supports hail formation and just generally speaking, strong updrafts and thunderstorms. So then that big mess, that kind of clusters of storms expands east into Alabama. By 7 and 8 o'clock, it is mainly over the northern sections of the state. Tuscaloosa, Gordo, Reform, Centerville, Brent, Clanton, Alabaster. That's around 8 o'clock. So baseball practice, softball practice in those areas is pretty tricky. For Prattville, Montgomery, Millbrook, Demopolis, Selma, Auburn, lighter rain still through about 8 o'clock. But after 8 o'clock, we get that to start expanding south. I pause it here at 11 p.m., and you've got this kind of weakening cluster of thunderstorms here that runs from Valley and Lynette, Dadeville, Jackson's Gap, Franklin, Notasulga, Tallahassee, Wetumpka, Prattville, Montgomery, Millbrook. Then back over into Lowndes, Dallas, Wilcox County, Camden, back over to Linden and Demopolis. One or two pockets of strong wind in this. We'll note the Storm Prediction Center has outlooked that general area I just named with a level 1 marginal risk for damaging wind. They have no tornado risk anywhere in Alabama today, and I agree with that. This is not really a tornado setup. Why? Let me show you. That's the cool thing about these live streams. We have plenty of time to dive into the data here. So the wind fields are very weak, right? You look at the little lines over here. You have to go all the way up several thousand feet into the air before you even get to 50 knots. Lapse rates, again, the air is not getting very cold as you go up. The temperature is 64, the dew point is 59. Those are really not supportive of tornadoes, right? You'd have to have, everything would have to go wrong, right? Okay, so then we go on through the rest of this. This kind of cluster of showers and thunderstorms slowly makes its way southward. This is now 3 o'clock in the morning. It's storming now from Monroeville over to Greenville, Highland Home, Brantley, Laverne, Troy, Brundage, Elba, Enterprise, Abbeville, Eufaula. So midnight to 3 from Montgomery to Monroeville, and then I think after 3 a.m. this makes it down into the Wiregrass. Again, you'll hear some thunder. There will be 1 or 2 pockets of strong wind, and that's about the extent of this. Then the front sort of stalls, and that will mean the rain chance. We have a hard time completely shaking the rain chance. So as we go through this, you'll notice some scattered showers are going to linger into at least Friday afternoon. And there's some hint in the data that the rain could go even into parts of Saturday morning on a much lighter scale, right? I'm not talking heavy rain, but a sprinkle or two could linger into Friday afternoon and Friday night, particularly down here, again, in these far southern counties of the state. And the RRFS hints at that. It tries to blow up this thunderstorm at 5 o'clock Friday night west of Andalusia. I'm a little skeptical of that idea, but it's not completely impossible, I guess. Then that rain chance, again, you see, I'll fast forward to here. This is 6 o'clock Saturday, and you got a sprinkle or two in the mix. The good news is, as Saturday arrives, drier air comes into the state, so we will start off sort of cool Saturday, upper 40s and low 50s, but eventually the sun breaks through the clouds. It will take some time, right? The morning will be cool and cloudy, but by afternoon, most of the area, if not all of it, ends up sunny with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. The exception to that could be over here along the Georgia border. I think the clouds could last a little longer Saturday along the Georgia border, and that could keep temperatures in the 60s. For most of the middle and western sections of the state, we warm up enough to where that's really not a huge problem. So there you have it. Okay, in the long range, actually, let's do this. I want to show you, this is the brand new drought map. And this is about what I thought. Remember, I've used that phrase break-even rain quite a bit lately. That's what we're getting right now. This drought map didn't really get a ton worse, but it didn't get any better either. In fact, statistically, we can go back and look at that, the change, right? D1 to D4 drought went from 57% to 67%. Most of that not really in our area. But look, D2 to D4 drought went from 27% to 28%. D3, D4 went to 7.68, 7.68, so no change. All that means these areas over our part of the world didn't grow much. The main growth in the drought map was up here in North Alabama, where they didn't get much rain. Our part of the state, again, we got break-even rain out of this. And unfortunately, I think that's what this is this weekend. This is the latest rainfall forecast from the Weather Prediction Center. This matches exactly what we've had all along, a ½ inch to an inch of rain. Free advice to young meteorologists who may be watching this, or aspiring meteorologists: when you are in a drought, take computer model rainfall and reduce it by 25 to 50%. You're in a drought for a reason. The pattern's not favoring rain. So that's what we do, and typically it works very well. We had raw model data suggesting 1 inch to 1.5 inches. We said a ½ inch to an inch, and sure enough, I think that's where most of this comes in. Now, when you get thunderstorms involved too, though, you have to remember it's not going to fall in nice, pretty little maps like this. What'll happen is there will be a widespread area of a 1/4 inch to a ½ inch, and then underneath a storm core, you'll get 1 inch of rain. So it will be unevenly distributed. Even within individual counties, you'll have part of the county gets underneath that heavy storm core. You get 1.1 inches of rain. You don't, 5 miles away, they didn't get under that. All they got was showers. They got a 1/4 inch. So your ground may be wet, but most of your counties isn't, is the way that goes. All right, let's talk long range pattern prospects here. This is the latest run of the GFS. Here's Alabama right down here. So what happens? Quick answer is this one comes on through pretty quick. Then we watch our next system that brushes the state Monday. The GFS is a little stronger with it, but it really, even that doesn't show widespread meaningful rain. That would be more in the showery rain scenario. The GFS hints a little wedge, perhaps, of some cooler air into Georgia next Tuesday. Some of that could bleed over into East Alabama. We'll keep an eye on that. Could ruin our run of 70s. Then the GFS gets this area of surface low pressure, but the issue here is there's a big ridge of high pressure, essentially the Bermuda High, because it's close to Bermuda, is taking the storm track. Things form over Texas, but instead of plowing east, they get pushed northeast. So that's just a dry pattern for us. That's not the type of pattern that really creates widespread soaking rain, and the GFS has that same thing going. It's really not until after about March the 10th that it really begins to shift out of that, right? And you get into a wetter pattern. The Bermuda High retreats back east. Now, this is the GFS. I'll show you the European long-range ideas. They're not terribly different. Let's go out. We need the 0Z run of that because 6Z is a little shorter. So same thing, Bermuda High back over here. That's going to funnel the storm track north of us. So the Monday system doesn't really ever do anything. I'll go back in time here. That Monday system on the Euro is entirely north of us, and given the global pattern, I think that's the right solution. Then it's really not until after about March 6th or 7th that we start to see a more active pattern. The Bermuda High shifts a little bit, and you start to see heavy rain, perhaps. I think this could be a flooding setup where the Bermuda High and this big, strong area of low pressure back here kind of have this battleground, and you end up with some slow-moving showers and storms for parts of Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. And then eventually the dam breaks and that moves east, but it may be a while. I think this will be now after the rain tonight and tomorrow. I think we're going to be dry for most of the first 8 to 10 days of March. And then sometime after that, I think we would start to see a change, a shift into a wetter pattern. The ensembles tend to agree with that. This is the Euro ensemble. Again, what you look for here is like this. See how these are just lined up perfectly? That means there's really good agreement amongst the ensemble members in the amounts and the timing of rain. Then look, from the end of February all the way through at least about March the 6th, there is really a big gap here where none of the ensemble members are showing rain. So we can say with really good confidence it's going to be dry next week. Then after that, there's a signal in the data here for a shift to wetter weather. The devil's in the details. Exactly when. Is it more March 8th, 9th? Is it more March 12th, 13th? We don't know yet. It's simply too far out for the models to resolve. But there is a signal in the data that we would turn a little wetter again back after about, again, March 7th, 8th, 9th in there and into mid-March. The pattern shifts a bit. We get wetter. And that's probably when you would start to look at the chance of some severe thunderstorms in that mix as well. So that's where we are as of this morning. Hope you all have a wonderful day. We're doing Barron training at work. That's our fun thing that's happening this week. Our trainer Kyle is doing a phenomenal job, so that's cool. Barron is the world-class weather tracking technology we use in the Advanced Law Firm Storm Track Zone that allows us to really drill down and show you what those storms are doing. So we're getting better at using it this week, which is exciting. I'll have another weather update for you, obviously, tonight on WSFA 12 News. I hope you'll join me there at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock this evening. Until then, take care, stay dry, and have an awesome